It's a V2. The aluminium does make it so much lighter than a normal Vamo. I mean, this is the normal V3. This is really heavy compared to this one. Obviously, being a V2, this bit is the only bit that comes off, and then you put the cap on to put it into mini mode. I have heard people have had problems with, if they drop it, with this bit coming loose because it's push up, it's not screwed in. But I haven't had any issues so far. I've only been using it though for just over a week, so I could in the future. At the top, you've got your Ego 510 connection and a bit of a drip well. The only problem that people had with this is it's a bit small for some of your big tanks like Kanga T3, stuff like that. They have trouble getting them in. I mean, if you want to use stuff like that, even though the V3 and the V4 and 5, they only come in normal colours, the drip well is like pretty big compared to the one on this, as you can see. And this bit does come off as well. Plus, it all unscrews, every bit. So you haven't got the worry of dropping it and this bit coming loose. This bit coming loose. But you've got the advantage of being able to have it in a nice colour and in aluminium, which is so much lighter. You can also get it, I think, the V2 in like basically metal like this, but purple chromed sort of thing. I wouldn't advise it. If you're going to get a V2, you might as well go with this one, because the colour on the Vamos does come off over time. I mean, I will say I've had this one months and I've had no issues with any of it. The threading, nothing. It's been perfect. So stick it back on. I'll just go quickly over the menu system. Then you've got obviously your plus and minus button, which take it up and down. To change between wattage and voltage, you just press the two buttons together. Now I'm in volts again. Now I'm back in watts. It's the plus button. If you hold that down, you get the ohmage of your whatever you're using. If you press the minus button, you get your battery level. There is absolutely no menu system whatsoever. If you press any of these two buttons down for 10 seconds, it will change between number 1 and number 2, which is basically accurate mode and non-accurate mode. Basically, as simply as I can put it. You want it in the, I think it's number 2, but I will check and put it in the description, because if you have it in the other one, you could put in 5 watts and get 4. You're not going to get what you put in, whereas in the other one you do. So that's the one you want it in. I'm not quite sure. Vamo did actually in the V3. They fixed this. It only has the correct one on it. It doesn't have the other mode. One thing that I did actually want to mention that I was really quite surprised about is my lava tube has the exact same. You can't see it because of how bright it is, but if I put pictures up, apart from this being brighter and remembering your settings when you take the battery out or when you turn it on and off, they're exactly the same. And they even look identical. The way that it's all set out, everything's identical. Like I said, the Volcano have made some improvements to it, but it is the same chipset. There's no menu system on this at all either. Basically, they've even got the same mode things, mode 1 and mode 2. If you hold it down for 10 seconds, change is the same. It's identical. Well, I was quite surprised about that, as I never had a Vamo V2, so I didn't know what the menu system was like on it. But with this one, it's completely different, as you can see. I actually prefer the way this one looks if it was brighter like my lava tube. Because when you're outside, it's quite hard to see it. Whereas with this one, you can see it, it's really bright. But I do like the way it's set out. On my lava tube, it's exactly the same way set out, but it's brighter so you can see it. If I just made it a bit brighter, that would be fine with me. The other thing is, obviously, when you fire, nothing comes up. You've got no menu to turn it on like you have with this one. You can either have it on or off. But anyway, apart from that, it is basically a Vamo. in nice colours, which is brilliant. I think if I'd have seen these before I got the lavatube, I might not have bothered. So I'll show you how it vapes. As you can see, fantastic, absolutely fantastic vape. It's identical to this one. Put it on the same. So yeah, it's identical to the V3 in ways of performance. The only difference, like I said, is the menu system and having the 2 modes on it. And I will put in the description which mode it should be on, because I can't actually remember. I don't want to tell you the wrong one. I think it is number 2. In fact, I've just checked for you guys. Yeah, it should be in mode 2 or RMS mode. This is basically, as I said before, the most accurate. You'll get what you dial in. The RMS mode is basically a mode that was used by older variable voltage e-cigs. The RMS mode is a newer mode that most new mods will have that in. You know, they don't have the 2 modes. The Vamo 3 doesn't have, it's only got RMS mode. I don't know about the V4 and V5. I'm assuming they don't, as they're supposed to be the same chip that's in the V3. But there's people on the internet that says theirs do or theirs don't, so I don't know, maybe there's 2 different chips flying about. But as for this one, that's basically the difference between the 2 modes. Most people that are watching this has probably already had a Vamo and know all this, but just in case, I thought I'd mention it. But I think that's really all I can say about it. From my experience with it so far, it's really a brilliant mod, especially for the price. Like I said, I picked this up off fasttheck. I will put it in the description. It was about 20 something dollars, about 15 quid, which is brilliant. I mean, like I said, in this country you couldn't even get an Ego Twist for that. So definitely worth picking up and trying if you've not had one before. I think you'd be quite happy, especially with the colour. If you're like me, the pink is brilliant. They do other colours, like I said, so pick yourself one up. Thank you for watching.